I think all those things are great. I think the renderings, so whether it be for investors to show them what the intent is, whether it be to the public for just pure marketing to get them interested in, but we need to be careful that we don't use it in such a way that we forget the importance of the human mind in it.
More than 25 years in urban planning.
One of the best project management expert, Mr. Ross Halley.
When you have a drawing that's not finished, you can imagine what the rest is. The ability to fill in gaps in your mind, I think, is something that still is exciting. If we lose our imagination because of everything is so perfectly accurate, that would be a negative result of wonderful technology.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
What Avalon Park Wesley Chapel means to you?
Look, what my job means to me, it's not about what project it is. What my job means to me is the opportunity to be able to build and develop towns that give people a place to live and experience life in a better way than I think towns and cities and suburbs have been developed for the last 50, 60 years. So whether it be Avalon Park Wesley Chapel or Avalon Park Orlando or Avalon Park Daytona Beach, the goal and objective is always the same, which is my passion is to build towns that affect our quality of life in a positive way. So Avalon Park Wesley Chapel has a long way to go to get there. But when we get there, it'll mean to me that we've accomplished another wonderful town.
Yeah, and I really like, well, I think we share the same perspective because, well, we talk a lot, how the human scale is missing in some developments, even modern developments. So that's what I really like. What's in general Avalon mission vision and even your work, because I think the mastermind behind this entire development is you. Yes, another extra thing that I would like to know is, what do you think about the perspective from in the point of view or as an architect, right? How you see the entire change, I mean, from floor plans and then 3D and then renderings, and then we have many technology that we can use to visualize, but in my side I visualize like evolution, because the architecture is the art to project and visualize, right? And yeah, I would like to know your point of view on that topic.
If the question is how are technological advances affecting architectural design, I think it gets back to your human scale comment.
Okay.
There's technology that makes our lives easier. But I was always taught that if you want to learn about a building, go draw it. If you can't look at it, you can't photograph it, you have to draw it. There's something about the brain and the hand that go together. What I think that the technology has given us is efficiencies, but there's a lack of humanism that has evolved as it. And so we're missing a human scale, we're missing a human touch to things. Now I know that's modernism and that's how society evolves. But modernism and technological advances and the advancements of society should not be at the detriment of human touch, feel, and comfort. So I think all those things are great. I think the renderings that you could do in 15 seconds are awesome. It gives you a way to explain an idea much more rapidly to someone than you could have previously. But we need to be careful that we don't use it in such a way that we forget the importance of the human mind in it.
I see this evolution too, because it's not only to understand us like architects, the entire project, it's also to share the people how the people with how the project will be served. And I think that is really, really important in that side. But yeah, I'm wondering about the impact related to the virtual experience that we did from specifically for Wesley Chapel project. So yeah, I would like to know your comments about that part. How do you think that impacts in the entire project?
I think, look, initially when you don't have something, it's a
Yeah.
great tool for the average person to understand what this thing is. And so, look, you and I can look at a floor plan and understand that floor plan.
It is.
I was looking at, um, I was looking up plan with somebody the other day. Gentleman walked in to find out what we're doing. And we spent 10 minutes just talking about what's north.
It wasn't.
Right. I take that for granted, which is we look at a plan, we understand it. But I saw very quickly that this gentleman, he's not an architect, though he did for a living, but he couldn't even show me where he lived on this plan. And so what I think that technology gives you is, for the person who does not do what you and I do, a very understandable way to experience fully what the design or intent of the design is, without having to interpret it
Yes.
incorrectly.
Yes, I think that's the key. And even another thing that I really like to see is when we use the VR, right? Because okay, you can see through your phone or computer, it's great, but when you put the VR glasses, or even when the people put it and you see the reactions, for me it's like a they think that they are in that place at that time. I see a lot of time. Well, yeah, when we do the run opening for chapel, and that's something I really like.
Yeah, the VR glass, I had not done it before you did that rendering. And so, initially it was, all right, we just put on glasses. We don't need to build this place. Of course, that didn't give you the experience. I mean, aesthetically, you see it, but you're still only getting a few of your senses felt, right? Audio and visual. Smell's still not there. Taste is still not there.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, as technology evolves, where you have all those senses, you still won't be there. But if you can somehow create the smell of a place
Well,
while you have those glasses on, I know Disney has it. Like,
yeah, I have business like
maybe.
for the yes, cinematics, the theater, like for the theater. It's curious because you mentioned that, yeah, related to the smell, but when we planning in the virtual reality, I try to include like songs in the background. So I remember when I record, even here, a marketplace, like people talking, kids playing, and that is, to increase or elevate the experience into the user. So I think, yeah, it's going on that direction. Obviously, it's missing some,
Look, I mean, you have this. You have those. You can do touch, I think, too, right?
Yeah.
Loves that you can actually touch it.
Yes.
So you can do sight, sound, touch. It's smell.
If it's a control
And
space,
taste.
yes. Well, I don't know taste.
You don't want to taste your
I don't
personal model.
No, I don't know. But definitely, yes, I think we are almost close to get that real experience on that. And in your point, in your position as vice president from this company, what are your recommendations to other developer, yeah, to apply this technology on their projects?
Again, it's a great way to explain what the goal is. And so whether it be for investors,
Yeah.
to show them what the intent is, whether it be to the public for just pure marketing to get them interested in, whether it be to a potential end buyer user where the thing doesn't exist yet. There's so many aspects of the market that you can reach, knowing that there's a thorough understanding of what that is because you've represented it in a very clear way. So, I could see there's a disadvantage to also seeing so much. I always think a unfinished drawing or that's like photography. It's not real because it's just a piece of a bigger picture. And so we look at it and we get focused on it. We think it's wonderful. And you imagine what the rest is. when you have a drawing that's not finished, you can imagine what the rest is. When you have such a completed product that looks fully realistic, there is nothing left to the imagination. It is so realistic. And so, whereas I think it gives you the full representation of what that thing is, uh, there are some things about life that are nice to be left to the unknown. And so, the ability to fill in gaps in your mind, I think is something that still is exciting, that hopefully there's a way to be able to explain fully what it is, but that you still can imagine things. If we lose our imagination because of everything is so perfectly accurate, that would be a negative result of wonderful technology.
And I really appreciate all of your feedback. I really appreciate you as a mentor to me. And I don't have enough words to express yeah mm, a lot of things happening in my mind right now. But yeah, I really appreciate Ross. We appreciate your time.
Not
and
like I
thank-
told you, I appreciate you. This is the hardest working guy in show business right here. So